Hey, this is Scott Allen Miller, and on Sam IT today, we're going to talk about how there is no best in IT. I hear this all the time. Now, I'm involved in a lot of online discussions, so I tend to come across these kinds of things more than most people would. But one of the things I hear very often is someone asks the question, what is the best whatever for IT? And IT is not a field that works this way. There is no best. Now, most fields don't work this way. The concept of there simply being a best in anything is a little bit weird. The reason that multiple products exist, or multiple approaches, or multiple technologies exist because they offer different things. Now, there are some cases where there's simply bad technologies that are so bad we should never use them. This happens. And there's technologies that were good that are no longer useful because they've been deprecated for some reason. For example, RAID 2 and RAID 3 really have no reason to ever be implemented today. They have no place in the market. But RAID 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 0, 10, and all the weird hybrids like 60, 61, 16, 70, 71, they all have reasons to exist. They all have a place, maybe a niche, where they make sense. That's why there's lots of technologies. There's no RAID that's best. There might be a RAID, there should be a RAID level that's best for you. There should be an operating system that's best for your certain application. But there's no best operating system. Linux isn't quote-unquote better than Windows. They're different. They do different things. They have different use cases. They have different reasons for existing. And each is best for a different person, a different company, at a different time. And that doesn't mean that for one person or one company that one is best. It may be for different workloads that different things are best. Just like RAID, you might have 10 different levels of RAID within one organization because you don't choose one and just use it because you determined it was best. It's, again, not how it works. You may have defaults just because, well, if you don't take time to choose something, we have a starting point or a place to kind of just jump off. That's great. But when you're making decisions about what is best for you, you need to evaluate what is best for you. There's basically nothing that you can ask what is the best. If you want to qualify that very heavily, you might be able to ask that question in a reasonable way. What is the best X for my scenario where I care about these factors? That might be enough to limit things down. But simply asking what is the best, there's essentially nothing that we can answer, whether it's products. You can't ask what the best antivirus is. You can't ask what the best operating system is. You can't ask what the best RAID array is, level. You can't ask what the best storage type, right? Which is better, NAS or SAN? That's not even a conceptually possible question. They're two completely different things. What's better, cars or boats? Well, it depends. Are you on roads or water? They do different things. I don't know how you could compare them. You might personally have an interest in boats and not cars, making them quote-unquote best for you. That's really just interesting, not best. You might live on an island and have no roads, in which case boats might be better for you. But in the whole world of people needing transport, boats and cars apply at different times to different people in different situations, and most people will find both to be more useful at different times for different workloads. Everything in IT works this way, so don't approach things. Don't ask what's best. It's a nonsensical thing almost all of the time. You need to define your scenario, define your needs, define your goals. And using those things, you can then ask, what is best for me? And that, hopefully, if you've provided proper goals, proper information about your context, then maybe we can answer or begin to answer what is best for you. And that's really what we should care about. Yeah, it's interesting. Who makes the best whatever today? That's an interesting thing to talk about. And if you're just looking for opinions about what people like, ask it in another way. But if you really want to know what's best, it has to be for a specific scenario. Thanks for joining me. Remember to like and subscribe. And as always, you can sponsor us here at Sam IT on Patreon.